Tina Hicks, the owner and founder of Core Reaction Pilates in Huntsville, Alabama, here with my friend and my helper, Frank the Foot, who will be helping us out with this video in a little bit. And my video today, which is part of my Follow Through February series, is going to be mostly on leg strength, calf raises, and strengthening through the hip. Follow Through February is a series of 10 videos that are 8 to 10-ish minutes long, bite-sized chunks of movement that you can use to keep your momentum or maybe create your momentum from your goals and resolutions that you started at the beginning of the year. So we're going to be doing some calf raises or heel lifts, however you prefer to call them. You're just going to need a clear spot on the floor. You don't have to be on a mat. I think you're going to get the most out of these if you're barefoot, but if you do have shoes on, try to make sure that they are as minimal as possible. You have as little cushion as possible. You want to be near a wall or something that you can put your hands on, and I'm going to ask that you do use your hands on something, at least for this first part, so that you can prioritize focusing on balancing across the base of the toes rather than prioritizing balance. All right, so back to Frank the Foot here. As you go and lift your heels, I'm going to be talking about loading through all 5 toes, particularly the base of the big toe. What can happen when we lift our heels, which is part of the natural gait cycle, is that the foot goes to the outside. That whole midfoot section, this whole transverse arch, rotates out to the outside, which creates a whole host of other problems on up the chain. So let's work on that a little bit with these calf raises. I'm going to set Frank down for just a moment. So you're going to start close enough to the wall that you can comfortably have your hands on the wall, and your feet are going to be in neutral. And neutral is going to be whatever is neutral for you. I'm not a fan of arbitrarily setting your feet dead straight ahead if that's uncomfortable for you. So give your toes a good spread, hands on the wall, and you're going to lift both heels and then sink them back down. And as you're lifting the heels, you're going to lift through the crown of the head and then send the heels back down. Hands here for balance so that you can focus and prioritize driving down through the base of your toes. At some point in this, as you lift your heels, physically look down at your feet and make sure that you're not seeing something like this, all right, that you're keeping that loading there. Having your hands on a wall or some surface in front of you will also help you ensure that you're lifting straight up rather than starting each movement with a solid forward shift. All right, so you're going to get this good strong lift. And let's do a few more of these. I guess it's possible to do too many of these, but I have yet to run into anybody who's had that problem. And when you think about, in the context of walking 6 or 8 or 10,000 steps a day, doing 20 or 30 or 40 calf raises, maybe not right out of the gate, but working up to that, really shouldn't be too big of an issue. Okay, so let's do one more, just for fun. All right, let's change foot positions now. So you're going to take the feet out just a little bit wider than your hips, and you're going to get a slight internal rotation in the thigh. So internal is rolling in here. So I'm going to take my heels and I'm going to kick them out just a little bit. You don't have to move the heels out very much to get this internal rotation in the thighs. Hands back on whatever is in front of you so you can focus on the distribution of weight across your feet. And you're going to lift your heels here in this slightly rotated position, driving down once again through the base of the toes. You might feel this work a little bit differently here, maybe a little bit on the outside of the calves. Using your hands here to let you know if you're going straight up rather than displacing forward. All right. So let's do about 3 more. And 2. And then 1. So adding both versions of those calf raises to your routine, even daily, could just be around the house. Doesn't have to be when you've specifically set aside time to exercise. It's going to be really helpful for foot and leg strength. All right, so now you're going to take your chair set it up. Use a chair, a stool, an ottoman, anything you have that's kind of a reasonable height here. We're going to do a little single leg calf raise work, but we're going to do it supported. So I'm going to have my left foot up on the chair. My right foot is going to be in neutral, whatever that is for you. You're going to be up tall through this right leg and tall through the torso. And go ahead and lift this right heel. All right? So here, you're getting all the value of this single leg lift. We can be a little bit farther from the wall, and you're well supported because you have this other leg on the floor. You might be surprised at how much more challenging a single leg calf raise is than doing it with both. So this might be something that you start with just a few, maybe just a handful, and then work up to increasing the volume just a little bit. Still trying to drive down through the base of the big toe, just like when you're using both legs. Let's go ahead and switch legs. So left foot's going to come down, right foot's going to come up on the chair. Make an adjustment so you're standing comfortably with that left foot. All 5 toes in the base of all 5 toes. Working hard to keep you stable. A good strong lift all the way up through the top of the head. And I'm just going to do a couple more here. Feel free to knock out 8 or 10 or 12 if your foot and calf are up for that. All right, go ahead and bring this foot down. Now we're going to use our chair for a little bit more dynamic single leg movement. So left foot is going to go up. You're going to bring your left foot off the chair. You're going to swing it behind you. Hands are going to find the chair. That's going to give you a little bit of a safety valve here so that your brain knows that you're balanced, and you're going to come back up. You're going to take the leg, reach it back, and then back up. Right leg stays mostly straight. So the movement is here in the hip. Toes are spread. Foot is nice and solid. Let's do a couple more and then we'll switch to the other leg. Here, and then one more. And up. All right, go ahead and bring this left leg off. Left leg's now your standing leg. Right leg is going to go up top. Play with your position a little bit relative to the chair so that your hands obviously will hit the chair. Go ahead and bring the leg up. Take it off. Here. Come up and let that foot come back down. Reach the leg back and up and back. And you'll surely notice a few bobbles here. It's a little bit harder for me to balance on my left foot than my right. Perfection is definitely not the goal here. Let's do 2 more. Back and then up. So adding a little bit of all of this into your daily routine and your daily movement patterns is going to go a long way towards improving your base of support in your feet, your calf strength, your leg strength, and your hips. Give this video and this series a try for the next week or 2 and let me know what you notice in your body.